Hello everyone, welcome to History and Culture. The Forbidden City, the imperial palace of the Ming and Qing dynasties, has witnessed centuries of imperial rise and fall and stands as one of the treasures of Chinese culture. Within the Forbidden City lies a unique structure, Yangxin Hall of Mental Cultivation. By all accounts, this place should have exceptional feng shui, yet it has long been perceived as peculiar. Regardless of the season, Yangxin Hall always feels damp and chilly. Upon entering, even on a sweltering summer day, a cool and eerie sensation greets you. This unusual phenomenon has puzzled visitors and experts alike, leaving many wondering, what is the mystery behind this hall? This enigma remained unsolved until 2015, when a major restoration project at the Forbidden City revealed the truth. During the renovation, workers lifted the floor tiles of Yangxin Hall and accidentally uncovered secrets hidden for centuries, providing sudden clarity. Historical context of the Forbidden City. According to historical records, in 1406, the Yongle Emperor Zhu Di decided to move the capital from Nanjing to Beijing. Why Beijing? In ancient times, there was a saying, "He who controls the north controls the empire." After seizing the throne through the Jingnan campaign, Zhu Di sought to consolidate power in the north. Thus, he built a new imperial palace on the site of the Yuan dynasty capital, which we now know as the Forbidden City. The location of the Forbidden City exemplifies the perfect harmony of timing, geography, and human effort. According to feng shui principles, it faces south, backs the Tongzi River, and is encircled by the Yongding River to the south. Its layout embodies the concept of court in front, market behind, symbolizing the emperor's dominion over the realm. To undertake this massive project, Zhu Di enlisted the talents of a renowned architect, Kuai Xiang, then the Minister of Works. Kuai Xiang, a legendary figure in the field of architecture, had previously contributed to the design of the Nanjing Forbidden City. This time, Zhu Di entrusted him with the comprehensive planning and construction of the Forbidden City in Beijing. The majesty of the Forbidden City. Just how grand is the Forbidden City? It stretches 961 meters from north to south and 753 meters from east to west, covering an area of 720,000 square meters, making it the largest palace complex in the world at that time. Why such grandeur? The scale was meant to emphasize the unparalleled authority of imperial power. The Forbidden City follows a strict symmetrical axis layout, with key structures such as the Meridian Gate, Gate of Supreme Harmony, Hall of Supreme Harmony, Hall of Central Harmony, Hall of Preserving Harmony, Palace of Heavenly Purity, and Hall of Union arranged in sequence from south to north. This meticulous design underscores the unmatched order and prestige of the royal court. The main entrance to the Forbidden City is the Tiananmen Gate, also designed by Kuai Xiang. Originally named Chengxinmen, meaning Gate of Heavenly Succession, it symbolized divine mandate, national peace, and the people's prosperity. To highlight imperial dignity, the gate was built imposing and tall, featuring yellow glazed tiles and a double-eaved hip roof, harmonizing with the overall style of the Forbidden City while standing out as a centerpiece. Surrounding the palace is a 52-meter-wide moat called the Tongzi River, and within its walls stands a 10-meter-high enclosure. At each corner of the walls is an intricately designed corner tower, its yellow tiles and white walls blending practicality with aesthetics. Together, these elements form an impenetrable defensive system. On major occasions, the emperor would emerge from the Tiananmen Gate in a grand palanquin to inspect and receive the people's homage, creating an awe-inspiring spectacle. Functional zoning. Every building in the Forbidden City had a specific purpose. The outer court, centered on the Hall of Supreme Harmony, Hall of Central Harmony, and Hall of Preserving Harmony, was used for ceremonies and imperial audiences. The inner court, with the Palace of Heavenly Purity, Hall of Union, and Palace of Earthly Tranquility at its core, was the emperor's and empress's residential area. The strict functional divisions reflect the ritualistic order and majesty of the imperial system. Construction effort. The construction of the Forbidden City was a monumental project, requiring immense resources and labor. Historical records indicate that approximately 200,000 workers were conscripted just to excavate the Tongzi River. The project took 15 years to complete, reaching its conclusion in the 19th year of Yong's reign, 1421. From then on, the Forbidden City served as the center of power for 24 emperors of the Ming and Qing dynasties, issuing decrees that shaped the nation and bearing witness to over 600 years of historical events. Yangxin Hall, the heart of power. Located in the western section of the inner court, Yangxin Hall holds significant historical importance. Built during the Ming dynasty, it was originally a site for Taoist worship. By the Yongzheng era of the Qing dynasty, Yangxin Hall had become the political heart of the palace, where emperors conducted state affairs and met with officials. It became one of the most crucial spaces in the Forbidden City. According to some historians, Emperor Jiaqing of the Ming dynasty was exceptionally intelligent from a young age. When he first ascended the throne, he was diligent and dedicated, striving to strengthen centralized governance and even taking it to new heights. However, over time, this originally enlightened ruler began to change. Emperor Jiaqing developed a deep obsession with Taoism, particularly with alchemy aimed at achieving immortality. He spared no expense, building numerous Taoist temples within the Forbidden City and inviting a large number of Taoist practitioners to the palace. The imperial city was effectively transformed into a massive Taoist sanctuary. One relatively inconspicuous hall, the Yangxin Hall, Hall of Mental Cultivation, became a key site for Jiaqing's pursuit of immortality. Historical records indicate that Emperor Jiaqing placed numerous alchemical furnaces in the Yangxin Hall, where he burned various bizarre medicinal ingredients daily. The eunuchs and palace maids were constantly busy fetching water and adding firewood, leaving no moment of rest. The dense smoke not only filled the Yangxin Hall but also spread to the adjacent Qianlong Palace, where the emperor resided, creating an acrid smell. This health regimen not only exhausted resources but also severely deteriorated the air quality within the palace. During Emperor Yongzheng's reign, the function of the Yangxin Hall underwent a significant transformation. Unlike Jiaqing, Yongzheng was not a superstitious man. He was pragmatic and used the Yangxin Hall to establish a more efficient model of imperial governance. When he first took the throne, Yongzheng was determined to consolidate imperial authority. He actively sought talented individuals and implemented numerous administrative reforms. He believed the emperor must personally handle state affairs and that excessive delegation of power to ministers was unacceptable. To achieve this, Yongzheng chose the Yangxin Hall as a private yet convenient location for administrative duties. Historical accounts reveal that Yongzheng frequently met with officials in the Yangxin Hall to discuss national affairs. He also commissioned renovations, such as adding a warm pavilion for winter use and constructing side halls on the east for secretarial offices and the Grand Council. These changes transformed the Yangxin Hall into an efficient hub for handling both military and civil matters. After Yongzheng's death, his son Qianlong continued to use the Yangxin Hall in a similar manner. Qianlong not only managed state affairs there but also received foreign envoys and tributes, showcasing the grandeur and influence of the Qing Empire. By the reigns of Daoguang and Xianfeng, however, the Yangxin Hall gradually fell into neglect as the court became disorganized and inefficient. The once bustling hall turned quiet and dusty, with aging documents and outdated furnishings serving as remnants of its former glory. Despite this decline, the Yangxin Hall was occasionally used for special events. For instance, Empress Dowager Cixi held her 60th birthday banquet there. It wasn't until the 1990s that the Yangxin Hall re-entered public attention. In 1995, the Palace Museum undertook extensive renovations of the Yangxin Hall. restoring its furnishings to their historical appearance. By 2004, the hall was officially opened to the public. Museum staff noticed that the Yangxin Hall differed from other palaces. It was perpetually cold and damp. Initially, they suspected issues with the modern air conditioning system. To better preserve the relics, air conditioning was installed. But it dried the air, which risked damaging the wooden structure. As a result, they had to regularly humidify the space. However, this explanation didn't seem entirely sufficient. Most palace buildings in the Forbidden City were wooden structures with similar maintenance protocols. Yet the Yangxin Hall uniquely exhibited persistent cold and dampness. This phenomenon led to speculation, including a legend, since the Yangxin Hall was the final residence of 3 emperors, Xuanzhi, Qianlong, and Tongzhi, who all passed away there. Could their spirits be making the hall unsettled? In 2015, the Palace Museum undertook another major restoration of the Yangxin Hall. During this process, workers unexpectedly discovered 2 mysterious underground passages beneath the floor. Upon investigation, these passages were revealed not to be secret escape routes but ancient climate control systems. One passage, known as the Fire Channel, was used during winter. Northern winters are harsh, and in the absence of modern heating, even the emperor needed warmth. The design of the fire channel resembled the principle of the northern Kong. Heated brick bed dedicated workers burned wood outside, and the heat traveled through the channel to the Yangxin Hall, distributing warmth evenly and keeping the hall cozy. The other passage, the water channel, was employed for cooling in the summer. Workers poured cold water into the channel, and the evaporation and flow of water helped reduce the indoor temperature. Though simple, this method represented cutting-edge cooling technology in ancient times. To enhance its effect, ice blocks were sometimes placed inside the hall. While not as effective as modern air conditioning, it provided a considerable level of comfort. With these 2 channels, the Yangxin Hall achieved a year-round balance of warmth in winter and coolness in summer. Unfortunately, after the fall of the Qing dynasty, the hall was no longer maintained. While the fire channel remained intact due to its dryness, the water channel suffered from neglect, poor lighting, and accumulated moisture. Over time, damp conditions caused the Yangxin Hall to become perpetually cold and damp. After uncovering this secret, Palace Museum staff cleaned the water channel and improved underground ventilation. The environment of the Yangxin Hall finally returned to normal, free of its cold and damp conditions. The design of the fire and water channels reflects the remarkable ingenuity of ancient Chinese architects, who skillfully utilized natural principles to address extreme climatic challenges within the constraints of their era. This is the History and Culture channel. Liking and subscribing are the greatest help and support to us. Thank you everyone and see you in the next time.